teens needing to be rescued after a cable on the Slingshot ride broke.
Slingshot rides across the state were closed while officials investigated the malfunction.
A 14-year-old falls to his death, causing chaos among the people still stuck on the ride.
Thought it was like a piece of the ride.
The latest developments on a deadly accident at a popular tourist attraction on I-Drive. Following the latest developments on a deadly accident at a
Slingshot
popular
rides across the state were closed.
Now this morning.
Over the past 3 years, there's been 3 different incidents related to the Slingshot group. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you about these 3 incidents and what happened and what is going on with the Slingshot group. So let's get right into today's video. The very first incident that occurred happened in September of 2020. A 21-year-old man fell to his death Monday morning while conducting a daily safety check on the Skyflyer attraction in Orlando's tourist district. Deputies say Kaminsky was about halfway up the 450-foot ride, dubbed the world's tallest swing ride, when he fell onto the platform. So of course, when this incident occurred, Kaminsky wasn't alone. His coworker stated he was roughly 10 to 15 feet above Jake when he heard a noise. He looked down and saw Jake hit a crossbeam and had fallen downward, and his coworker stated that Kaminsky was a stickler when it came to making sure his safety equipment was working properly. The report does not indicate what may have caused the fall, or whether the equipment failed. The Occupational Safety and Health Minister also is conducting an investigation. So, after browsing many articles, it's not really known what exactly had happened to Kaminsky on this day. It's not really known if it was his safety equipment that had failed or if it was his own fault. We just don't have enough information to know what exactly had happened. So in the future, we will most likely never know what had happened. But of course, after this incident, just over a year later, the next incident was about to occur. In March of 2021, a cable breaks on a Slingshot ride located in Kissimmee, Florida. So fortunately, no one was killed in this incident, but it did leave 2 teens stranded mid-air on the ride for over 2 hours. Of course, eventually, firefighters were able to come and rescue the teens from the ride. And then the next day, crews were on the ride trying to figure out what had caused the cable to break. So this specific Slingshot ride here in Kissimmee, Florida is claimed to be inspected regularly by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And they say that on March 19th, just a few days before the incident, the ride was inspected and had no issues with it. So of course, on March 31st, just days after this incident, the ride reopened. So why the Slingshot ride had failed was because of the cables not being strong enough. So after this incident, the Slingshot group decided to add better cables to the ride, and then of course it passed re-inspection and was able to reopen. So of course this incident is very scary because it could have caused serious injuries or even death to those teenagers. But of course, the next and very last incident that recently happened has got to be the worst and one of the biggest amusement park deaths in history. So let's talk about that now. The most recent incident related to the Slingshot group happened just over a week ago at their Icon Park in Orlando, Florida. And this incident caused one of the riders to die. On late Thursday night, a 14-year-old boy by the name of Tyree Sampson got on to the freefall drop tower ride. And when the ride was coming down and came to a stop, he fell off the ride seat and landed on the ground. Eventually, ambulance came and brought him to the hospital, where he soon died. Currently, the ride is closed and may never reopen. Now, there is a pretty simple explanation for why this incident happened. So Tyree Sampson should never have been let onto the drop tower ride. This ride has a weight limit of 286 pounds per rider, and Tyree Sampson was over 50 pounds over that weight limit. So operators should never have let him get onto this ride, but for some reason, they let him on. So even though this ride has a weight limit, there's another measure that could have been put into place on this ride that could have protected him. which would be just a simple $20 seatbelt. Many different rides have included seatbelts on their rides recently, after many incidents in the past. Seatbelts just add a second layer of protection to keep you safe on the ride. So only if this ride were to have had a seatbelt, he could have been saved, and this incident could have never happened. So of course, if you want to go see more in-depth explanation about this incident, just go online because there's a lot of news stories about it. So of course, that is all 3 of the most recent incidents that have happened related to the Slingshot group. So honestly, I think it's a bit weird that all these incidents continuously keep happening. Now, I don't really think that it's a Slingshot group's fault that all these keep happening. I think it's just a coincidence that they just keep happening to this one amusement park group. But yeah, I guess that is going to finish it for today's video, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.